in person is totally a different thing, right?
100%, bro. If you come out here in person, it's hard to lose. I've seen it happen though. I've seen people, fall out of the business, but that's because they didn't show up for themselves. They didn't work.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So, I mean, since we're recording now, what's up, everybody? It's Moto Boys 2002 out here in Texas currently with the Creators Pill podcast. And today I'm sitting down with Gerson Maya over Zoom. Gerson, can you give him a little insight and background to who you are and exactly what you do?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate you for having me on. Yeah, so my name is Gerson. I'm from Florida. I've been living here most of my life. I started going to college over here at University of Tampa for entrepreneurship, right? So I've been involved with trading for a long time, been involved with the entrepreneurship space. So I went there with the expectation of not graduating, just kind of meeting some great connections and moving to Tampa, getting a feel of like living on my own. And thank God it went, very well. I was able to meet some great connections, get involved with actually the life insurance industry. So, what I do full time is I have a life insurance agency, a credit consulting company, and we're very focused on wealth creation and wealth preservation. So being able to create money and then keep that money, because I'm sure you've heard the term, like it's a lot harder to keep it than it is to make it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's 100% true, man. So that's what I'm focused on right now. Just wealth creation, wealth preservation, growing my business, helping my people get paid, helping clients on a day-to-day basis, bro.
So that's awesome, man. Honestly, I know a lot of entrepreneurs and creators. You're one of the first that is in the life insurance business, but you are an entrepreneur as well. Growing up, has this always been like kind of an aspiration of yours to go into entrepreneurship, or what was like a motivating factor to really work for yourself?
The biggest factor that wanted to make me work for myself is I'm sure most people remember I Am Academy, right? I was like, oh my God, man, they're printing dollars. Like they're printing money. Why can't I do that? Like there's nothing special about anyone making six, seven, eight, nine figures a year, bro. We're all breathing the same air. We're all bleed the same blood. So like when I first saw that I was 18, or I don't know what I really want to do. I want to be a chef. I know I wanted to have my own like restaurant. So I did want to have like entrepreneurship aspirations. Just kind of leaned a little more towards the more corporate world, like having my own restaurant and like kind of going about it that way. But I saw them printing money on trading. I was like, oh shit, man, I could do the same thing. Like teach me how to do that. Like if I
Yeah.
can build up a whole bunch of money, I can go open up my restaurant and not be stressed about cash in my restaurant. I can support my family with this money I'm printing. So I got involved with trading and, I think growing up that kind of like put the last puzzle piece in place to kind of see the bigger picture finally and see what's really possible. I just ran with it, man. So I never really had, huge dreams to build a business, be an entrepreneur. I just knew that I wasn't gonna do the same thing everyone else was doing. I was always in sales. Like I was selling one thing or next as a kid, man. So whether it was silly bands back in elementary school, Rainbow Loom, man, playing cards, like I was only selling something, right? In high school, got involved with whatever sales it was, and I ended up just evolving into just having that sales mindset, and knowing I can make my own cash and I don't have to rely on a boss necessarily. Like if I can be my own boss, man, I'm gonna do it very well.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you mentioned I'm Academy. You know what? Honestly, a lot of people want to be their own boss these days, but I don't think a lot of people take the time to really go for it on that dream. They just think about it. They don't really take action on it. But like you said, also you're a part of I'm Academy, and I was a part of that too, and still am a little bit. And that's a great place to start. But now you're in sales in the life insurance business. I feel like that's a big switch up going from doing stocks and like e-commerce to doing life insurance. How did that come along?
So we are partnered with Jay Maska's industry. Me and one of my business partners, Cody Sfarla, check us out at Infinite Living, right? So me and Cody met in I Am Academy. He was my first mentor. right? He was the one I got in an opportunity call with, the three-way FaceTime. I'm sure we're all familiar. So I got involved with Cody, my first mentor, right? So we were involved with trading together, credit together, and we've been working together for a long time outside of IM Academy, just with the whole credit industry, repairing people's credit, growing their credit, getting them business funding through credit.
Definitely.
And Cody and Jay Maska, they've seen each other work, since 2021 on Instagram, seeing each other's businesses kind of grow. So that's why it's always good to plant seeds, is because they planted each other's seeds in each other's like head of like, okay, he's on the entrepreneurship ride. Let's see what his results are in a year, 2 years, 3 years. Let's see what he does, right? He looks awesome. Let's just see how his results play out. He looks legit, but ended up this past October, we finally got connected to the point where it said, let's just add life insurance into our credit company. Started working with Jay because he's built a blueprint on how to be very successful with the life insurance industry.
Yeah.
Right. So Cody and Jay kind of just got connected. A funny story. Cody called me up and said, "Hey man, you trust me?" I said, "Yeah, bro, what's up? Like, you're my dog. Like, 100% I trust you." He said, "All right, bro. Do you want to make a fuckload of money?" I said, "Bro, what's up, bro? Like 100%." Said, "All right, sick. So you have to trust me blindly. Just go in like full 100%. Before I even tell you what you're doing, like just trust me 100% blindly." And this comes down to being coachable, bro. Because if someone has the results that you want, why would I not listen to you? Like why would I not listen to them? Right? They
Yeah.
have the results I want. They're doing something right. Like I'm gonna listen to what you have to say. So he's like, bro, I need you to commit blindly. We're doing something that's gonna make us a shit ton of money and help out a lot of people. Like, all right, bet. All right, we're getting our life insurance license. Schedule your exam for a week. Right, we're gonna go through the course in the next few days. We're gonna pass the shit in a week. You know, since then, that was back in October. Since then, Infinite Living Cody's team, we've just this past month in July, we had over $100,000 in production as a team for annual premiums with life insurance. Thank God it's been going very, very well, man. So, thank God I got that call, but that's how I got started. I trust my mentor, man. And my mentor leads me the right way. I'm gonna 100% trust him.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. You'd recommend a mentor to anybody just starting off in entrepreneurship. What what traits in a mentor would are good traits for somebody to look for to know that they are a good mentor that are going to lead you in the right direction?
I think that's actually a great question. I do recommend a mentor for everybody in the entrepreneurship space, and because it's so much easier to go through something that you can learn from other people's mistakes. The richest people in the world, bro, they didn't have to go through the time to make that mistake. They learned to not make that mistake because their mentor, whether it was a book, an author, and someone on a podcast, an audio, or a physical mentor they had, they gave them advice about this is how you do it. And instead of making the same mistake themselves and figuring out the same lesson, coming to the same conclusion, they saved themselves the time, energy, and money and just followed that advice. They listened to their mentor. And now they were able to scale quicker, not have to learn that, not have to take that loss to learn the lesson. Right. So I think the best traits you can look for in a mentor is do they have a mentor? Right? Who's their mentor? Who did they learn from? Right. And obviously you have to ask yourself, does this person have the results that I want? Or is at least, let's say you're just getting started with something, you want to bring your boy in with you. Does the person that you guys are going to be learning from, do they have what you want? Right. So that's the biggest question you to ask yourself is, does this person have what I want? It doesn't have to have everything you want, right? Because some entrepreneurs have amazing business advice. You ask them how to keep a relationship, they're like, ah, shit, man, you gotta ask, Joe Schmo. I have no idea how to keep a relationship. I've been single, I've had three divorces, whatever that looks like, So ask yourself, do they have the results that I want? Or if they do, like listen to them. They don't have to have everything you want in this life, but if it's a specific goal, how do I hit $100,000 as a team in life insurance? How do I hit $1 million monthly in life insurance? How do I make six figures a month in life insurance? I can pinpoint people that are doing that. So I listen to what they have to say. The best traits you can have in mentors, do they have a mentor and what is their teaching? Do they keep themselves accountable? Do they go to the gym? What does their income look like? What is their goals look like? What is their vision? What is their why? huge, bro. If you can identify someone's why, you can find a lot about them. So the best traits is, do they have a mentor? What are they doing? Do they keep themselves accountable on a day-to-day basis? Do they show you their results? Are they, transparent with what they're doing? Do they show you their losses as well? If so, man, you're gonna have someone that is gonna take you to very, very far places.
Yeah, definitely. I like what you mentioned about losses. A lot of people, I feel they don't like to post their losses. Everybody's posting their wins, and nobody posts their losses these days. And I heard this quote the other day, or actually yesterday. It was a Kanye quote, but it has to get worse before it gets better. And do you agree with that quote?
I mean, just take back to trading, man. How do you hit an all-time high? You gotta take a swing low, bro. You gotta take some liquidity out from the bottom, bro. You gotta hit some lower lows to get to the point where you can hit them higher highs. It's on an uptrending graph. Like you're gonna have points where you're getting lows, but you have to look at it kind of the same way with your life. If you're experiencing a rough time, maybe you've never been this low, you're facing the most adversity you've ever had. Look at it like, all right, bro, like what am I like if like when not if when I do, persevere and go through this experience on the upside, right? What can I now teach the next person? How can I use the value that I learned from this situation to maybe help my next mentee, to help my brother, my family? How can I, use this information that I've gathered when I get out of this situation to help other people avoid those mistakes? Right? And you can provide a lot of value for that. Like for me, I have a lot of people that look up to me in the life insurance industry because I've been able to help them get paid, help them build a business. Right. So I have people that, ask me questions. I consider myself a mentor for certain people. Right. But I think I'm only a good mentor because I have great mentors myself. So I have a lot to bounce back with. But I mean that's really it, bro. I think it's important to look at those losses as it's lessons. Like I never think I've taken an actual loss. I've just had lessons that have taken me better, bigger, better places. Anytime I look back on situations where I was low down, I always came back right on top just because I didn't lose faith. Faith is huge, man. You got to believe. If you don't like whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Both ways, you're right. So I think the faith will take you out of those lows. You just got to believe that the highs are coming. You can't have a downtrending market forever, bro. We gotta go up eventually.
Yeah, definitely. I think it really comes back to knowing yourself, analyzing your situation, the environment, the people you're around every day. I mean, this isn't something you do once a week or a couple times a week. This is really something you got to do every day, right? So when you're analyzing yourself on the day-to-day basis, when it comes to life insurance or just you as a person to being the best version of yourself, what are you analyzing?
It's a good question. I write down every single morning before I get to work. I write down what I'm grateful for. So it kind of keeps me humble, keeps me looking at my roots, keeps me non-materialistic. I write down I'm thankful. Like I write it down in terms of I'm so thankful for, blank. So I'm so thankful for waking up happy, healthy, focused today. So thankful for the perfect health of my entire family. I'm so thankful for my team having high intent leads that, are very passionate about life. They see the value of a product and they already want it. I'm so thankful for, being up in a position of leadership to transmute a lot of positive energy into people looking up to me and anyone who I surround myself with. So I write down what I'm grateful for, write down affirmations, and I write down my goals in the present tense, like I've already accomplished them. That's something that keeps me grounded before I even start my day. That's like a good way to check myself. And then at the end of the day, before bed, I'm either reading a book or I'm just thinking about like my day, how I can improve it, just going back through. I like to kind of like almost backwards go through my day, right? Like, okay, it ended here. What led me there? 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 And start back at the beginning. And I think that's just a good way to check yourself, keep yourself humble, keep yourself accountable as well. Writing down your goals every day. It's hard to get distracted.
Definitely. That's a fact. I'm gonna fire off some quick questions. 5 questions. What's one book you would recommend to any entrepreneur that you have read that can bring them the most value?
Think and Grow Rich.
Okay, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That's a great one. That's a great one. I do recommend that, and that's a good one. When you're when you're looking to work with people in the life insurance agency, what are 3 skill sets you would like them to have before really going all in on it?
Be coachable. You have to be coachable. If you're not coachable, you have too much ego. You have to drop your ego to be able to learn from other people. So number one is be coachable as fuck. Like, you have to be the most coachable you've ever been. Learn something you've never known before. Um, Good work ethic. You gotta have a good work ethic, man. Like you can be coachable, and that'll will come to work ethic because you obviously learn. You'll Someone's gonna tell you to work your fucking ass off, and if you're not coachable, you're not gonna do it. But you need to have that work ethic to keep going, right? So if you're in entrepreneurship, I don't care what you're doing, e-commerce, trading, insurance, sales, just sales in general, door to door, telesales, marketing, whatever you're in entrepreneurship, if you're not working 12, 14, 16 hours a day within your first few years, you're going to lose. I'm going to pass you up. Brand's going to pass you up. We're going to pass you up because we're working. So it's really hard to lose if you're working, bro. But something I was talking about with one of my mentors today was you'll pass around 50% of people up just by showing up. Just by showing People don't show up for themselves, bro. So if you just show up for yourself, you're gonna pass up 50% of people, right? You'll pass up the other 30% of people by showing up consistently, right? Because people aren't they show up, a few times a week. They go to the gym once a month. Like they come to the office once a day, once every week for a day. But if you show up consistently, you consistently put in those hours. Like, great, good for you. You worked a 12-hour day on Monday, and then since then you left every single day early, slacking off, like sick. You wasted your time on Monday because you're never going to achieve shit if you don't ever work. So if you show up consistently put in that work, you just pass up another 30% of people. So now you're already past 80% of people, right? And now you're showing up consistently. Now, if you're showing up consistently and working smart, because working hard is great, working smart is great, but now if you're working, both, now if you're working smart, and what that looks like is putting in place systems for yourself. So your systems can look like your back end. What does your back end look like? Do I have a CRM system that can follow people automatically? Am I incorporating AI? Am I like in that work smart? Like, am I building a team properly? Am I dialing efficiently? Am I dialing this many hours? What time? Am I track your numbers, right? So now just taking a deeper dive. Or now that last 10% of people, you passed up 90% of people. That's just a dogfight, bro. The last 10%, that's just a dogfight to the top. Because now you got people that are working smart, working hard, showing up consistently. Just a dogfight. So I think that answers the question.
Yeah, no, it does, and it really is. It's showing up consistently every day, even when you're tired, putting in those extra hours, and you really got to become that version of yourself. You really got to embody it, even when you're not him yet. You really got to have that mindset that
You got to be
I'm
him. I
already
like that.
him. You got to be
I
him.
like that. So yeah, like the three main and traits I look for someone is just be coachable, show up consistently, man. Like have a good work ethic. Like work your fucking ass off. So put in those 12, 14, 16 hours a day. And then probably the third one would probably be either like vision or faith. Probably both. Having faith in the vision is probably a better way to put it. So like what is your why? You need to know your why to have faith in your vision. If your vision is a year down the line, then you can look for a lot of short-term gratification. That's not how this world works, bro. You go for short-term gratification, you're going to lose. You can either have short-term gratification and short-term results, or essentially post gratification, right? Holding it off a little bit, long-term gratification. You're going to have long longevity results. You have results that last for a lifetime. So it's up to you, man. You can pick. So that's what I look for. If you're coachable, if you have a strong work ethic, and you have a strong faith in your vision that whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it the universe. I have a strong faith in God. I know God's going to have everything work out in my favor consistently because I do my part.
Definitely. So for all the entrepreneurs and creators out there, really listen to what Gerson's saying. Take notes on this because really he's giving y'all the keys and it's right in front of y'all face right now. So really take notes on this. And also, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It really that's a lot of hours, 365 days a year. Gerson, what are you doing with your 24 hours? How are you structuring that?
It's a good question. So I wake up around 5 to 6, right? I'm not saying I wake up at like 2 a.m. every day and open up three LLCs and go fucking not like I'm pretty simple. I wake up 5 or 6, try to hit the gym before I go to work, get my blood flowing, right? So waking up 5 or 6, I'm in the office by 7. Once I get here to the office, I'm journaling, I'm reading my book. Well, it's probably spending an hour doing that or so. We have 8 a.m. sales training every single day. So for my new guys, for myself, it's always awesome to, get that training in every single morning, get that pump in. And, I think going hitting the gym in the morning is awesome just because it gets rid of that brain fog. Right. We all wake up with brain fog, right? Regardless, get rid of that brain fog is important. So after 8 a.m. sales training, I'm hitting the charts from like 9 to 11. I trade futures. Shout out Pitmasters. After trading, I'm either gonna eat a little bit, right? I don't eat probably till after trading. And once I'm done trading, I'm pretty much working on insurance the rest of the day. So probably from 11:30, 12 until 11 o'clock at night every day. And once I go home, repeat.
Definitely. So obviously you got to grind to get there, but you want to have some free time to yourself. Sometimes you want to like let yourself breathe a little bit, maybe have a little day off once a month or once a week, whatever that is for you. So when you're not really just nailing it all day, what is Gerson doing when when you're not grinding it out to just kind of breathe
Hey
and
man.
chill?
Yeah, I'm not a robot. I don't work every day, all day, 24 hours a day. I take Sundays to myself and I meal prep. I do all my laundry, clean up my room, clean up the house. And those the Sundays I really do take time to, develop and look at my past week, look at my results, look at what I did, and kind of game plan what I'm going to be doing the next 5, 6 days. On Saturdays, I do go to synagogue in the morning, right? So Saturdays in the morning, I'm typically not focused on work. And then for the rest of the day on Saturday, I'm either dialing, setting appointments up, setting up my next week, trying to get, a couple extra closes before the weekends, going over my trading, back testing, like refining my strategy, refining myself. So on the weekends, I do take time to go a lot of my back end work and, back test my trading, set appointments up, look at what I can do to better my week, look at my past week, my results. And then obviously I do take time on the weekends to, you know, uh, go to synagogue and talk to God.
Definitely. I like what you're saying. All this is a productive lifestyle. It's not just for no reason. You can get results out of all this. Even going to a synagogue, it's enhancing your faith for everyday life and just preparing you. I've loved all the answers you've given. I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions. I don't want to hold you too long,
Yeah,
but
bro, that's all good. And like, something that I kind of want to add, what I was just saying too, is like I don't go out a lot, bro. Like I don't go out ever. I lived in Tampa, Florida for the past almost 2 years now. I've been to one bar and it was against my will. Obviously I still went, but like it was something I did. I had like a homie in town and ended up going, but I didn't have a great time. I ended up being like, man, I wasted time, energy, money being here. Like I think if you're genuinely going to build a business and you want to do that, you need to cut out those bad habits. Like people look at me and I'm like boring, bro. I don't do anything besides work and try to work harder. Like I genuinely just I might play a little Mario Kart here and there, but like at the end of the day, I'm not a robot. I can't just consistently work 24 hours a day. But I also don't if I'm not going to work, I make sure I do something relaxing where I can work harder at the end of what I'm doing, right? I'm not spending my time, energy, money on any, I very much prioritize my time, energy, and money. I'm making sure it's going towards the most productive and the most efficient tool that I can put it towards. So I think for going out, you need to understand you're spending money on poison, talking to strangers you'll never talk to again, having a bunch of negative vibrations coming from all these other people that you can't control. And you really need to understand like how vibration works to be able to see the full value of what I just said. But everyone's vibrating at a frequency, right? And all your thoughts are vibrating at certain frequencies. Your thoughts affect your physical reality. If you're gonna go to a club and spend money on poison and just talk to waste your time talking to strangers you'll never talk to again, like that are vibrating frequencies that you don't even know what, and you're just like subconsciously attracting them and subconsciously taking them in. You need to read the book Power of Awareness. Power of Awareness. Let me pull it up. Let me see what thought again.
Yeah, I was recommended that book by my mentor, Mo Robb the other day. I've actually, you is it a good book?
Power of Awareness. I know it's backwards, but it's by Neville. It's a great book. Talks about the power of vibrations. I think everyone needs to understand how that works to be able to really see the value of what I just said. But vibrations affect everything, man. Your thoughts affect your reality. If you think I'm crazy, man, look into it.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to drop you another reference as well, since Gerson did. If y'all want to check out Your Wish is Your Command, Your Wish is Your Command by Kevin Trudeau.
100%. I
It's a
send that
great
to all
read.
my new guys when they get started. If you want to sell life insurance with me, you have to go through that at least once, or else I'm not going to mentor you. You're not coachable if you don't watch it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna go back to the productivity subject. You saying just what you were talking about. I'm gonna reframe on that. Because I used to always tell my friends when I was really getting into this, I was working just 24/7. I just wanted to work. I really didn't want to have fun. I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't want to have fun. I just didn't want to do what they were doing, like going out to the bars, just smoking all day. That was the old me, and
Facts.
I don't think they got it. I mean, I think you get to a certain point of being the best version of yourself and wanting it so bad that you just want to keep going, even when the work's done. You just have this mindset like, I just want to keep going. It's almost, I'm not gonna say addicting, but it's just like the want to just to keep going. You know what I mean? I don't know if you felt something similar, but with me, that's what I felt in the past. And a lot of people didn't understand what I meant when I said I just want to keep working. That's what's fun for me. So definitely,
100%, bro. And like, let's kind of add to that. Like what we were saying before, like we all have the same 24 hours. Like, if you need to have the mindset, like, why not me? You see someone doing big things, why not me? Like, I know you know that Kobe quote. He was sitting there at the press conference, won like game 3 or something, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you look excited, Kobe? He said, is the job finished? Job ain't done. Like, job ain't done. Is did we win yet? Like, is the job finished? I didn't think so. So you have to have that mentality. Is like you need to have a big goal. I think having a too big of a goal, if you don't feel good about it when you think of it, reduce it a little bit. But having a large enough goal that can genuinely take you out of whatever slump you're in. But what I mean by that, if you have a large goal set and getting to the point where maybe getting a little bit, run down with your work, or you're not feeling it so much and you just want to take a little break, you can remind yourself about that specific goal. It should fire you up. That shit should breathe life into you when you think about it. It should make you feel happy and grateful. And happiness and gratitude are some of the highest vibrations that we can vibrate at as an emotion. So having a big goal is going to take you very, very far. And I don't mean by just having it. I mean actually having it emotionally impact you when you think of it to the point where it can take you out of a slump. It can keep you working. It can keep you focused. And like for me, like my massive goal is being able to not just like retire. Everyone has the same goal. Like I want to retire my parents. I want to make a lot of money. Money's great. Money's not the goal. Like for me, I want to be able to have financial freedom for my family whenever they need it. I want to be able to have a lot of responsibility within a giant business that can help people with their finances on a very high level, master infinite banking, and really dive deep into their financial literacy. Because I know, I mean, have you ever learned about credit in high school?
No, and they never taught that in high school.
I wish they did, man. But that's why I want to make sure like this education is more available to the world, and they can learn about credit, they can learn about life insurance, they can learn about tools that people are using to make a lot of money, even learn about sales, man. I know they didn't teach me about sales in high school. If they did, I might have made a little bit more money. But also, it comes down to the upper class, and a lot of people that are controlling a lot of the education systems are not putting that in for a reason, because that's the tools they use to get really good at what they're doing, make a lot of money. They're not going to make the same tools available for everybody, give themselves an unfair advantage, right? Give us an unfair advantage. But really, I think it's fair. Everyone has the same access to education. I think knowledge is power. But I mean, you've heard the term knowledge is power, right?
Definitely.
I think that term is bullshit, right? Because we got a whole bunch of educated idiots running around. I think applied knowledge is power. If you're going to use the knowledge that you're learning, it's power. But just knowing a bunch of stuff, I mean, bro, if you know it, why don't you do it? You know what I mean? Like, to know and not do is to not know. That's something that Kevin Trudeau says in Your Wish Is Your Command, is to know and not do is to simply not know.
Yeah. That's I'm gonna go back to the education system you were talking about too, because I'm not gonna fully say the stuff they're teaching us isn't useful. Like some of it's not, but they do a lot of teaching in school. They teach you a bunch of things, they fill your mind with knowledge. But what they don't do is one, they don't teach you financials, that's one. But another is they don't teach you how to utilize the knowledge they are giving you. They just give you the knowledge and they don't tell you what to do with it or how to use it. They just give you it. And I feel like they should,
Yeah,
definitely.
facts. I mean, they're not always rooting in your favor, man. I mean, I know we all heard our math teachers saying, if you don't pass this class, if you don't do this homework, if you don't do this, you won't be super successful like me. And then you look at their salary and they're making 30K a year. And like, shit, I made that in 3 months, my first year in life insurance. Like, what are you going to tell me that I don't know? Like, saying I'm not going to be successful if I don't pass your class. I did good in high school. Like, I did good. I passed with like a 4 point something GPA. I had awesome grades, but it was also just like easy work that I knew wasn't going to take me to where my goals were. Like, I don't care how good you do in high school, it is not a reflection of where you're going to go in life. I know people that had 4.5, 5.0 GPAs that aren't doing shit. They're just like smart. They're just like intelligent idiots. They don't do anything with their time. I know people that are college dropouts, high school dropouts that are making more money than I've ever seen. Like Jay Malcolm had graduated with a 1.7 GPA. He makes around $250,000 a month right now, passively through our life insurance agency, and that's with a 1.7 GPA. So I don't care how good you do in high school, man. It doesn't really reflect on what you're going to do in the real world. So the education we're learning is just to kind of simply get us generally educated on the majority of like how math kind of works, like certain history, events, and going over the basics, which obviously it's important. I don't think it's for nothing. I just don't think that that's what's going to dictate your success in the future or not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely, man. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up really quick, Gerson. I just like to say thank you for coming on and
Yeah, bro, absolutely.
we went
It's
over
been
a
a
lot of
pleasure.
yeah, of course, man. We went over a lot of things today. Everybody needs to go back and rewatch this. We went over mindset, having a strong team, structuring your days, really taking action, not just having the knowledge, but taking action on that knowledge. And I feel like we covered a lot. And to end this off, Gerson, for all the future up and coming entrepreneurs, creators from all over the world of all diversities, what is some advice you would give to them?
Be a good boss to yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. is you come into the entrepreneurship space and you're like, oh shit, man, I don't have to listen to nobody. But man, if you showed up for 4 hours a day, you'd fire yourself, bro. Like if you showed up to a real job and showed up 4 hours a day, you left before you're supposed to leave, and you showed up late, slept in, dude, you'd fire yourself. If you were the boss, you'd fire yourself. So you need to really be a good boss to yourself in terms of, all right, I might be my own boss now, but that doesn't mean I'm not accountable. If anything, I have to put much more work in. Instead of working a 9 to 5, people glorify the entrepreneurship space. I don't have to work a 9 to 5. Y'all are stuck. Bro, like I'm an entrepreneur. I'm working 7 to 11. I'm working 16 hours a day, every single day. So I'm I'd say besides Saturdays, I'm working that amount of hours every single day. Right? That's just because of my religion. I think everyone should have faith, but you really need to be a good boss to yourself. So if you do want to get into entrepreneurship, maybe if you're already in entrepreneurship, I think if you do give yourself a schedule, you really need to stick by it. So give yourself a schedule, stick to it, and then hold yourself accountable to those. Because if you're not showing up for yourself, man, no one else is going to do it for you. Like I'm 20 years old. I'm doing pretty well, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But I thank God that I'm in this position, right? To help people get paid, help families every single day, help people learn financial literacy. And no matter what you do, stay humble when you do it. There needs to be a 49% ego and 51% humility. You can't let that ego go over that 50%. It's not going to work. Something that Sean Mike says, the CEO of Family First Life, the life insurance brokerage I'm with, right? He says you can either have a big ego or a big business, but you cannot have both. They're just going to butt heads. So you choose. Do you want a big business or do you want a big ego? If you would choose having a big ego, awesome. You can sit there and stroke it all day, but you ain't gonna get paid. I'll tell you that. You have a big business, that's where you can really provide a lot of value to a lot of people all over the world. Obviously, like what I'm doing with life insurance is specific to the United States, but you can do this in Canada. I'm not. You can anything entrepreneurship based. If you're building your own business and even like waste disposal, you're doing recycling, like whatever it is, you're starting your own thing. Be a good boss to yourself and keep yourself on a schedule and stay humble when you do it. I don't like no matter how much money you make. I know people making 6 figures a month, 7 figures a month, and when you talk to him, it's just a regular dude. He's not saying like he's not shoving down the money he's making down your throat. He's not, being an asshole. He's not a dick to people. If anything, those are the people that do put out the most highest vibrations just when they're just going through the day-to-day life. They're saying hello to the maintenance people. How you doing today? Awesome. Have a good one. God bless you. They're tipping a little extra, not because they're trying to flex, because like, hey man, I have the money and I'm gonna make sure I spend it on the right thing. Give back to the people. You know, I think that's really big. So just be a good boss to yourself. Have faith in your vision. You're gonna succeed. It's really hard to lose when you have a faith in your vision. You work hard and you're coachable. So stay coachable. Find yourself a mentor.
Yeesh. Thank you, Gerson. Y'all heard it here firsthand for all my creators and entrepreneurs. You dropped a lot of value there. Do you have any socials you want to shout out for people to follow you on?
Yeah, for sure. You can follow me at the Gerson Maya on Instagram. You can follow my business page, Maya Foundation Financial, on Instagram. If you're looking to get into the life insurance business, you're looking to see what's up with that, see how it works, 100%. Just go ahead and DM me on Instagram. I'll get back to you pretty quickly. I'm pretty good about that. And we're gonna set up like an opportunity call to see if it's even right for you. Kind of go over your goals with it. Kind of go over how it works. If you have shitty credit, hit me up. I'll be able to fix it. Right. So you're trying to get into business credit. I think business credit is huge. If you have a business and you want it to get funded and you don't want to come out of pocket, shouldn't come out of pocket. You should use the bank's money at 0% interest, which is what we help a lot of people do. We were able to secure around $2 million of 0% interest funding over the past year and a half with our
Wow.
company. So, thank God we've been able to help a lot of people with that, man. So anything credit related, insurance related, DM me on the socials, just follow me. Let's see where we go together.
All right, y'all heard it. You gotta put in that work, y'all. Hit up Gris and Maya for life insurance. Y'all want to join? But again, thank you for coming on today, Gerson. And everybody have a good day. Have a blessed day. I'm rooting for y'all. Moto Boys 2002 out.